What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Kat, and right now we are still in January 2017. The feeling is still fresh. We're feeling motivated, and I said, you know, what can I talk about this week with my losers? And I thought about it. I said, you know what I can talk about? Confidence. So that's what this video is going to be about. So if you've ever struggled with confidence in any area of your life, this video is for you. So let me tell you what happened today. I was in the grocery store and I was shopping for food. You know, anytime I go to the grocery store, I always make sure that I know what my budget is. And so with all that being said, I decided that I was going in for taco ingredients and that was it. In fact, all I needed was some meat, some sour cream, some taco seasoning, everything else I had at the house. And so I purposely did not get a basket. Long story short, as I walk into the grocery store, I noticed this guy. Now, most women and maybe men, you've experienced this where you see a guy who's maybe older, not attractive, maybe he smells like cigarettes or alcohol, and you already know that you're looking cute. You know, you have on your makeup and your eyelashes, you're feeling sexy. You're like, okay, I know I look cute. That's the type of guy who would say something. So you try your best not to make eye contact, as if that's going to keep them from speaking to you. But I saw this guy. I said, you know, just focus on the ingredients that you need to get and get in and get out of the store. I gather my ingredients. I go to the checkout and I'm standing there in line. There's one person ahead of me. I said, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to get my stuff. I'm going to get out of here. And lo and behold, here comes creepy guy creeping up behind me. And so I turn my body to position myself away from him. I turn on the body language that says, I don't want to talk to you. I'm even playing with my wedding ring. So it's like, you know, it's really obvious that I'm not single. I noticed that he is not fazed by any of it. In fact, he proceeds to say, yeah, look at that pretty lady right there. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I clearly made this obvious when I turned my body from you, and I didn't answer him. I didn't say anything. A couple seconds pass. The guy leaves who's in front of me, and it's my turn to pay. And the cashier says, hi, Happy New Year, ma'am. How are you? And I said, Happy New Year to you too. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. And the guy behind me proceeds to say, yeah, pretty lady, how's your new year? So I finally answer and say, it's fine. Happy New Year to you too. Long story short, this guy basically feels no type of way about how he looks, the fact that he's at least 30 years older than me, how he smells, or that I have a wedding ring on. His confidence is so high that I said, you know what? This is a video. Long story short, as I leave the store, the guy that's helping me out says, ma'am, Happy New Year once again. Thank you for shopping here. I get my stuff. I say, Happy New Year to you too. And the guy behind me, creepy guy, goes, Happy New Year to you too. I'm like, I'm not even talking to you. But it made me think really hard about his level of confidence. Many of us have goals we want to cross off our list for 2017. Many of us want to go back to school. We want to enter into positive relationships. We want to start a business like myself. We want to continue to get healthy and lose weight. There are so many things we want to do when it comes to our goals in life. And I said, you know what? We need to learn how to be confident like the creepy old guys. That's right. There is a unspoken, unwritten group of creepy old guys and some ladies who have no shame in how they feel or what they want for their lives. Every woman practically has experienced the situation of a guy hitting on her. You feel like you're out of their league, but they don't care nothing about what you feel. In fact, it's a great reference. If you've never seen the show Martin, I challenge you to go to Google, type in Jerome from the show Martin, and click on images. Matter of fact, go to YouTube and do it so you can see some clips. There is a character on the show Martin. His name is Jerome. Jerome is tacky. Jerome is not attractive. Jerome has gold teeth. I mean, he is not the guy you're going to look for when it comes to getting married, okay, or even dating. But every time Jerome encounters somebody, Jerome's persona, Jerome's energy is that of somebody whose confidence is through the roof. He doesn't care what you think about him. All Jerome knows, okay, is that Jerome is the man, okay? And I feel like if we are going to be successful, we need to have confidence like that. In fact, there's a phrase that's been going around for years. I just started subscribing to this train of thinking, and it really is fake it till you make it. I'm gonna say it again. Fake it till you make it. What does that mean? Well, that basically means that although I may not be a multi-million dollar best-selling author, speaker all around the world, life coach, life strategist, whatever I want to call myself, that doesn't mean I have to wait till I achieve those accolades to start walking in that energy, to start walking in that truth. Because here's the reality, people. There's a lot of people right now who are that's walking in a truth that's not true, and it's not because they're trying to be facetious or malicious. It's because they tap into an idea that says, hey, if I continue to say this and think it, I'm going to become it. One day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be this. And I think that's some of our problem. You know, we're trying to wait until the scale says a specific weight, or we're trying to wait until that degree is on the wall. But one thing I can tell you is that even after having my master's degree, getting ready to start my own business, it's a little bit troubling, because I feel like, well, maybe you keep moving the goalpost back. If you think about that, think about being a kicker in football and you're trying to make the goal, but every time you try to make the goal, you move the goalpost back because you think, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Do you realize that there are women on Instagram right now who call themselves models? Now, 20 years ago when I was younger, 10 years old, you know, when technically 9, I'm not 30 yet. But to be a model meant you were signed with Wilhelmina. You were signed with a big time modeling agency. You were traveling around the world, whether you were 10 or 16. I grew up watching Tyra Banks, Kimora Lee Simmons, young teenagers who were models with these multi-million dollar contracts. Now all you have to do is put a shirt on, okay, take a picture, hashtag, model, hashtag whoever you got the shirt from, and now you're a model. And it's like, wow, you really didn't do much. And so I just wanted to kind of come today to say, we have to step our confidence game up, ladies and gentlemen. We have to start, and if you're religious or spiritual, whatever you want to call it, because that's a whole nother video. If you want to think biblically, the scripture is, speak those things that are not as though they are. What does that mean? That means I don't have to wait until I'm successful to walk in the energy or the mindset of a successful person. If I'm living in poverty, I don't have to take on the cloak of poverty. I can walk and act like I have millions in the bank and spend wisely and be a good steward over my savings account and teach my children, how to save, how to spend, how to be an entrepreneur, not just a consumer. I don't have to wait till I have the money in the bank to do these things. In fact, I show that I am a good steward over my money, over my finances, if I begin to be responsible over the little that I have. So I really want you guys to get this principle. Being confident, believing in yourself is bigger than just saying the words. It's waking up every day and following a specific set of rules that you govern your life by to get to a certain point in life. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm in that space. I think that's what makes me different than a lot of people out there. For one, it may not be the best marketing tactic, but for some people, it makes them believe in me and it makes them want to trust me and be vulnerable with me because I'm being transparent about, as I'm teaching you, it's because that's where I am. It's what I'm learning. It's what has worked for me. So I just wanted to encourage you guys today. The video is not going to be long, but I just wanted to come and give you something to hold on to this week. Write down your affirmations. I'm going to share some of my affirmations with you. Number 1, I am unstoppable. I am unstoppable. That's something that is a real affirmation that's written down on a pink, ripped off construction sheet of paper. It's not fancy. It's not decorated. There's no stickers. There's no glitter. I am unstoppable. Number 2, I am one of the most influential speakers of my generation. That is something that is written down that I look at every day, that I read every day. I have access to unlimited resources. These are things that are actually written down that I actually believe, you guys. That's not all of them. Those are some that I wanted to share with you so you realize I don't have the little mediocre, I want to buy a house one day. That's inevitable. I'm buying a house this year. I don't have no savings right now. But I'm believing for things that are not happening as though they're in the works for happening. There's a video on Netflix called The Secret. I've never watched it. I read a lot, so I read some reviews on it. There's nothing new. It's nothing new. In fact, people would like to attribute it to like this new way of thinking. It's still biblical. It's the principle of reaping what you sow. Whatever you put out in the universe will come back to you. It's the principle of speaking things that are not as though that they are. It's the principle of life and death is in the power of the tongue. It's not anything that's exclusive to people who are rich or people who have been called to having a lot of money. It's not exclusive to them. It's a principle. There are principles that are governed in this world that is not just exclusive to believers or just to Christians. You know, that's why there are rich people who give to charities and they continue to get. It's not about them being saved, it's a principle. So I just wanted to come to you today and encourage somebody. Remember, like, subscribe, visit catbranchman.com. You guys, I have started my life coaching venture. I do have that option. I am available for trials. If you want to contact me and just speak to me and just find out what it is that I'm about, kind of service am I offering? Are you a right candidate for it? It's very important that people understand that this is an investment for yourself. It's an investment for yourself. The reason why I am charging at this point in my life is because I've done it for so long for free that I'm overwhelmed with inquiries, and that at this point, if I'm going to do it for my life and influence people and help them on their journey, I have to then charge for it. One, because it's valuable. Two, because I get great results. But three, it's really to teach you how to invest in yourself, guys. We'll go out and we'll buy shoes and we'll buy purses and we'll go on these trips and we'll do all the other things when inevitably we're investing in other people's dreams and ideas. And we never take the time to invest in ourselves. $200 isn't a lot, you know, if I'm taking a trip somewhere or I'm buying a nice purse or shoes. And then $200 becomes a lot when you think about life coaching or paying for a trainer or paying for a financial investor, somebody to help you figure out how to get better at something in your life. So we got to get our minds right, people. Thank you guys for joining me. This is your girl Kat, and I will see you next Sunday. Peace.